Okay, so let's look at some examples where we're having to find a derivative of a function where we have a trig function in it. Find the derivative of f of x equals 5x cubed times the sine of x. So I'm going to treat this like two separate functions. So quantity of 5x cubed times sine of x. So in this case, to evaluate this, I would use the product rule. So the derivative of the function is going to equal, so it's the first function times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So this is just using that product rule. So that gives us 5x cubed cosine of x plus sine of x times, so the derivative of this, I can move that 5 in front and still have that d dx of x cubed. So 5x cubed cosine of x plus sine of x times 5 times, so the derivative of x cubed is 3 times x squared. So that gives me 5x cubed cosine of x plus 15 x squared sine of x, and we can leave it just at that. Find the derivative of f of x equals the cosine of x divided by 4x squared. So in this situation, we're going to have to end up using the quotient rule. So f prime of x equals the denominator, which is 4x squared, times the derivative of the numerator, so the derivative of cosine of x, minus the numerator, so cosine of x, times the derivative of the denominator, which is 4x squared, and then that's all over the quantity 4x squared squared. All right, so let's figure out each of these derivative pieces. So I get 4x squared times the derivative of cosine of x. Well, the derivative of the cosine function is negative sine of x, minus the cosine of x times the derivative of 4x squared. Using the power rule, that's just 8x. And then again, this is all over, so I'm going to actually simplify this piece. So 4 squared is 16, x squared squared is x to the fourth. Excuse me. Okay, so now let's just kind of simplify. So let's see. I can factor out of both the numerator. Let's factor out a 4x. So if I factor that out, I'm left with negative x sine of x minus 2 cosine of x, all over the quantity 16x to the fourth, which I could rewrite as 4x times 4x cubed. Now I can see here, I can divide those 4 x's, and I'm left with negative x sine of x minus 2 cosine of x, all over the quantity 4x cubed. Find the equation of the tangent line to f of x equals x tangent of x at x equals pi over 4. Then graph both the function and its tangent line to check your answer. All right, so let's start out with finding the slope of the tangent line, because I'm going to need that to find the equation of the tangent line. So the slope of the tangent line is the same thing as that first derivative function. So let's find that out. So here I can see I'm going to have to use the product rule. There's one function, there's my other function. So if I do that, it's going to be x times the derivative of tangent of x plus tangent of x times the derivative of x all over, oops, not all over because this is the product rule. Okay, so that's going to become x times secant squared of x plus tangent of x. Okay, so there's the formula for the derivative function. So if I was looking for the slope at x equals pi over 4, that's going to be pi over 4 times secant of pi over 4 squared plus the tangent of pi over 4. Okay, so that's going to give me pi over 4 times, so the secant of pi over 4 squared is the same thing as 1 over the cosine of pi over 4 squared plus the tangent of pi over 4. So that gives me pi over 4 times, let's see, so the cosine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. The tangent of pi over 4 is 1. So that gives me pi over 4. So 1 divided by 2 root 2 is 2 over root 2. So then that's going to give me pi over 4 times, so 2 squared is 4. The square root of 2 squared is 2. So that leaves me with pi over 2 plus 1, which is about 2.57. So if I were trying to find the slope of the tangent line here, or excuse me, if I was trying to find the equation of the tangent line, I would use point slope formula. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So let's see, when x is pi over 4, our y value, so when I substitute that into the function, I get pi over 4 times the tangent of pi over 4, which is pi over 4 times 1, so it's pi over 4. So that's going to give me y minus pi over 4 equals, I'm going to use the exact slope, so m times x minus pi over 4. So I get y minus pi over 4 equals, when I go to, I'm going to actually distribute this all through, so I'm going to get pi over 2x minus pi over 8 plus x minus pi over 4. So I am going to, the first thing I think I might do is move this pi over 4 over, because then that's going to get rid of that one term, which is great. So then I'm left with y equals pi over 2x plus x minus pi over 8. So I could rewrite that as pi over 2 plus 1 x minus pi over 8, or you could leave it just like that. To check our answer graphically, we could use Desmos. We could go to Desmos. So in Desmos, I've put in all of those functions. So I put in the original function, y equals x times the tangent of x. I put in the formula that I found for the slope of the tangent line to the function at x equals pi over 4. And then I also put in, I wanted to have a point where x equals pi over 4 just so I can see. So right now all that's showing is that pi over 4 graph, or sorry, is the x times tangent of x. So let's have it now show the tangent line. Perfect. And we can see where x equals -4 crosses right here. So this right here, you can see that is the slope, or that is the equation of the tangent line at pi over 4 of y equals x times tangent of x.